Welcome to ROH Bloodstained Honor, where we are going to show you some of the most violent and bloody matches in Ring of Honor history. I'm Dave Prazak, joined at this time by Lenny Leonard.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you fans at home for tuning in. Now, Ring of Honor is known for having some of the best pure wrestling matches anywhere in the wrestling world. But there's also been some pretty violent and intense matches as well, and we're going to take a look at some of those right here tonight. In fact, Mick Foley once dubbed ROH to stand for Ring of Hardcore. That's quite a compliment coming from a legend like Mick Foley.
Oh, of course it is. And we have a vast array of Ring of Honor DVDs in our library, and we're going to bring to you some of the most violent matches you will ever see. And just as a warning, this DVD is not for the weak of heart.
Oh, you better believe it, and you have been warned. And fans, we have a lot in store for you, so let's get to the action right away. Let's go back to March the 13th, 2004. Ring of Honor's At Our Best event. It was Samoa Joe defending the ROH World title against Jay Briscoe in a match so violent it could only be held inside of a steel cage. Let's get to that match right now.
The ROH World Champion, Samoa Joe, puts the title on the line inside the steel cage against Jay Briscoe. A huge opportunity for Jay Briscoe in this contest, and Samoa Joe not wasting any time.
Big hip toss out of the corner. Like Jay was trying to scale the cage, and Joe was quickly on him in the corner. Headbutts to the wrist. Samoa Joe takes him up and over off his feet, controlling the arm all the while one more time, and then slams the wrist down to the canvas.
We are here at the Rexplex in Elizabeth, New Jersey, before one of the largest crowds in ROH history, as Samoa Joe chopping away at the chest and a European uppercut to follow up. Hard chop across the chest of Jay Briscoe, but a drop toe hold takes the big man off his feet. Going for the door.
But Joe all over him, stops him in his tracks, but Jay clubbing away, now kicks to the chest. Big running boot connects.
Of course, Jim Cornette, manager of the Briscoes, has negotiated that the title can change hands due to escaping the cage, as you see his brother Mark Briscoe out on the floor, waiting to open that door.
Jay didn't take the opportunity right there to escape, told his brother, "I've got him."
Not being intimidated by Samoa Joe, a man who has intimidated many challengers while defending the ROH World title.
Knife edge chop to the chest, and another connects. Joe against the cage as Jay drags him back to the center. Snap suplex. Takes Joe off his feet. Went for the cover, but unable to even get a count of one.
Kicking away on the head of Samoa Joe. But Joe firing back at the midsection of Jay Briscoe. Flurry of offense here from Samoa Joe, lighting up the chest of Jay Briscoe. Sends him into the ropes. Duck of the clothesline attempt.
Now crawling for the door, but Joe grabs hold of the ankles, is very close to escaping. Mark Briscoe urging his brother on, but unable to make it outside of the door. Enziguri attempt missed. Joe ducks out of the way of that kick. German suplex.
Huge impact on the suplex. And Mark Briscoe sort of feeling the effects for his brother.
A very concerned look on his face.
Joe with Jay Briscoe up on his shoulder. Drives him headfirst into the steel on two sides of the ring. You can use that cage as a weapon, and Samoa Joe.
Words with referee Paul Turner. As Joe's got a chain.
And he just kicked the door of the steel cage into the face of Mark Briscoe. And it looks like Samoa Joe is locking the cage door.
Well, he's going to make sure that Jay Briscoe can't get out. Samoa Joe looking to punish the challenger here.
And Mark Briscoe taken off his feet with that door colliding with his head. Unable to put a stop to Samoa Joe, locking that door shut. And look, Jay Briscoe has been busted open.
And Samoa Joe looking to just punish the challenger now. If Jay Briscoe plans on taking the ROH World title from Samoa Joe, he is going to have to put his shoulders down to the canvas because that door has been latched shut, chained and locked by Samoa Joe.
Trademark combination from Samoa Joe, the chop to the back, kick to the chest, knee drop. But Jay Briscoe, despite the blood loss, and it is pouring out of his head, able to kick out.
Joe drags him over to the opposite corner and now driving the mesh of that steel into the face of the challenger. Jay Briscoe is a bloody mess.
And Samoa Joe loves it. The blood is just pouring out of the head of Jay Briscoe.
Joe wiping it on his own mouth, tasting the blood of his opponent.
Pulls him to the center of the ring. And again, head first into the steel goes Jay Briscoe. Busting that wound on his head open even further, causing more blood to flow.
Samoa Joe now looking to punish Jay Briscoe as the blood continues to pour from the cut on his forehead.
And it really is pouring, just dripping off of the face of Jay Briscoe, and a smile on the face of Samoa Joe as now face wash in the corner, raking the bottom of his boot across the bloodied face of Jay Briscoe. Full head of steam kicking away at the side of the face of Jay Briscoe. You gotta wonder how much longer he's gonna be able to continue.
Todd Sinclair checking on that cut. Obviously a bad cut on the forehead of Jay Briscoe, just pouring out of his face. You can barely see any white left in the skin on the face of Jay Briscoe. He is losing a ton of blood in the corner, and it is a dangerous situation here.
Another big running boot from Samoa Joe, the world champion, in full control of this match, and Mark Briscoe doesn't know what to make of the situation.
Well, there's absolutely nothing he can do to help his brother out except maybe meet him at the hospital and supply a transfusion after this match is over.
Samoa Joe's got him up, works his way off the shoulder, big boot, and running off the ropes, connects and takes the world champion off of his feet. Where is Jay Briscoe getting this energy?
All adrenaline here for Jay Briscoe, adrenaline and the desire to be the ROH World Champion.
That cage door might be chained shut, but if Jay Briscoe can climb over the top and touch the floor, he is the ROH World Champion. Look at the blood pour out of his head.
But Joe's back to his feet. Chops to the back. Superplex.
Both men are down. The fans here in New Jersey can't believe what they are witnessing. The challenger, a bloody mess. The champion down as well.
Crawling towards the challenger, though. Joe looking for a cover. You gotta be kidding me.
Somehow Jay Briscoe gets his shoulder up. He's gonna continue to fight.
He may well need medical attention by the time this match is over, but he is still continuing to fight. But he is in big trouble, being peppered in the corner by the 280-plus pound ROH World Champion.
A flurry of strikes in the corner from Samoa Joe. Jay Briscoe into the buckle, gets the boot into the face of Joe. Belly to back suplex, folds Samoa Joe in half. A great show of strength by Jay Briscoe, despite all of the blood loss.
But can he follow up? He's able to take Joe off his feet. But does he have enough energy? Does he have enough stamina left just to make it to his feet, let alone follow up?
He's pulling himself up by the ring ropes. Can he scale this steel cage and touch the floor and become world champion?
Joe back to his feet again, climbing up behind Jay Briscoe. These men continuing to do battle. Ace Crusher off the top.
Huge maneuver from Jay Briscoe, but he can't go for a cover right away. He's too worn down.
Mark Briscoe on the outside shouting encouragement, trying to urge his brother back to his feet as the blood from the head of the challenger stains the canvas, the cage, and the body of Samoa Joe. Listen to this crowd.
Both men to their knees. Both men to their feet. Forearm exchange. Neither man going down.
Somehow Briscoe coming out on the better end of it. Only momentarily. Low blow. Off the ropes. Clothesline.
Samoa Joe taken down yet again by Jay Briscoe. The blood continuing to literally pour off of his face.
Jay Briscoe has got to find a way to put Samoa Joe away and do it soon, or he is going to be in serious, serious trouble. You cannot continue to lose blood at the rate that Jay Briscoe is losing blood right now and be a healthy human being.
Both men standing on the top rope. An exchange of chops.
Not a lot of steam on the chops from Jay Briscoe, but that kick does the job. But Briscoe couldn't hold himself up, just collapsing under his own weight and his own blood loss.
Both men tumbled down to the canvas. It is unbelievable that they are continuing to battle, particularly the challenger. How he's even on his feet is unimaginable. Enziguri from Samoa Joe.
Briscoe slumping down to the canvas yet again. Joe on his feet. Crowd urging both these men on.
Oh, leg kick right into the steel.
And so much force behind that kick, he just bent the cage.
Oh, can he touch the floor? Jay Briscoe fighting to become world champion.
Samoa Joe broke the cage with that kick, and it may cost him the world title.
Preventing Jay Briscoe from escaping the cage. Powerbomb! Only two converts into the STF. Will Jay Briscoe tap out? The blood continues to pour out of his head.
He may pass out right here from the blood loss.
No! Somehow Jay Briscoe is staying in this fight.
What is keeping this kid going? Somehow makes it to the ropes, and Samoa Joe can't believe it. Looking up to the sky, the blood of Jay Briscoe all over his own body.
Look at that!
Words cannot describe the scene in that ring, but we're going to do our best. Kicks to the head. Driving the knee to the jaw. Open hand slaps.
Enziguri connects on Samoa Joe. Boot to the midsection. Jay Driller nails it.
We're going to have a new champ if he can follow up.
Unable to go for a cover. He's too worn down. Too much loss of blood. Both men down on the canvas. We are looking at Ring of Honor history.
The fans urging Jay Briscoe back to his feet. Mark Briscoe looking to scale the cage. The officials on the outside telling him to get down. splash on the floor.
Jay Briscoe trying to climb out of the cage here. Trying to become world champion. Samoa Joe grabs hold of the leg. The blood continues to pour off of the head of Jay Briscoe.
Joe just drags him off the top of the cage. All of his strength. Muscle Buster.
That match was something else. People are still talking about it to this day. You know, one of the hottest feuds of 2004 involved the Second City Saints of CM Punk, Colt Cabana, and Ace Steel battling the prophecy of Christopher Daniels, BJ Whitmer, and Dan Moff.
It all came down to a Chicago street fight when CM Punk and Ace Steel took on BJ Whitmer and Dan Moff on July 24th, 2004. It was Death Before Dishonor 2, Night 2. And let's go to that match right now. And Dave, watch out for your head.
Attempting to get inside the ring, but CM Punk and Ace Steel, the Second City Saints, are waiting and ready to go in this Chicago street fight. And the Chicago fans letting Whitmer and Moff hear about it. We got barbed wire out on the floor. We've got all sorts of weapons that these men can put to use in this match. It's all legal between these warring factions here in Ring of Honor.
Well, I gotta tell you, Moff and Whitmer don't seem in too much of a hurry to make it into the ring.
Well, we know as soon as they slide underneath that bottom rope to try to get inside, it's going to be Ace Steel and CM Punk putting the boots to them, and it looks like they're walking back to the locker room.
It's gonna be the shortest street fight in history.
Ace Steel's ready to go.
Whitmer and Moff are almost ready to go.
Talking a little bit of strategy on the floor.
I don't know how much strategy there is in a street fight. Just beat the guy up. Hit him with a table, hit him with a chair, hit him with barbed wire.
That usually does the trick. These fans in Chicago are ready to see this fight. Pulling CM Punk to the floor is BJ Whitmer, while Moff on the other side of the ring has got Ace Steel.
Well, I guess you see a bit of strategy right there, pulling the Saints to the outside. Headbutt right between the eyes of CM Punk. A chop from Whitmer.
No wrestling gear in a matchup like this. They're just dressed for the street fight that it will be. CM Punk sent into the barricade, and now Whitmer going to the eyes of Ace Steel.
Face first to the barricade, courtesy of Moff. Then tossed under the bottom rope by BJ Whitmer.
You'll notice Ace Steel has the Hillbilly Jesus t-shirt on, ridiculing the appearance of one BJ Whitmer.
Drop kick from Whitmer sends Punk back down to the floor. And now a double team on Ace Steel.
Well, the prophecy in control at the moment, as they're both going to work on Ace Steel inside the ring, and CM Punk wondering how he can get back inside to help out his partner.
Now it's Punk in the same position the prophecy was in minutes ago, trying to figure out a way to get inside the ring. Well, he took a page right out of their book, dragged Whitmer out to the floor.
And just grab hold of the leg of one of your opponents and pull him out. And now both Punk and Ace are inside the ring with Dan Moff on the receiving end.
Shots from Punk with the elbow right to a right hand by Ace Steel.
just taking turns dishing out the punishment. The Second City Saints standing tall.
And there are people here in Chicago appreciative of that fact. Double team coming here, Moff off the ropes. Double back body drop.
Whitmer climbs up top, but Punk just catches him and dumps him right on his head.
Right into the waiting arms of Ace Steel, who pitches him right back out to the floor.
Ace Steel and CM Punk getting this crowd all fired up. Punk climbs up top. Was able to connect with the dive to the floor, but Ace Steel got cut off through the ropes, and now the chair to the head of CM Punk out on the floor.
BJ Whitmer doing damage first to Ace Steel and then to CM Punk with that steel chair. And now the weapons come into play. You see that huge ladder on the floor, the barbed wire on the other side.
Whatever they can get their hands on, it's all legal.
From Moff staggers Ace Steel, and a right hand from Whitmer does the same to Punk.
Ace Steel has been busted open.
As has CM Punk on the opposite side. Moff getting into it with a fan here in the front row.
Head first into the barricade goes Ace Steel once again. While Whitmer continues to go to work, he's just choking the life out of CM Punk on the other side of the ringside area.
Ace trying to throw right hands to the head of Dan Moff, but not very effective, and once again, driven face first to the barricade.
Moff rolls Ace Steel inside the ring, and Whitmer does the same with CM Punk. All four men inside the squared circle as BJ just puts the boots to Punk. And now it looks like the Prophecy are going to do a little whipping here in Chicago.
Listen to the impact with those belt shots.
Right to the chest. CM Punk and Ace Steel just at the mercy of the Prophecy.
Down across the back of Punk one more time, and a sick smile on the face of Moff.
Again, just choking Punk with the belt as the blood just pours down his face.
CM Punk lifeless, basically being hung up by that second rope. Another shot to the back with that belt. A very confident BJ Whitmer and Dan Moff go back on the attack. Punk in the corner. Right hand from Moff.
Whitmer going to work on Ace Steel. Moff with CM Punk into the buckle, he goes hard, but he gets the boot up right into the face of Dan Moff. Punk to the second rope now.
Oh, Moff dropped his belt and Punk's got a hold of it.
Grabs hold of the belt. Oh, and just as he was about to whip Dan Moff, BJ Whitmer with a shot to CM Punk to put a stop to it.
And boot right to the rib cage. But Ace Steel instead goes to work on Moff with the belt himself. Sends Whitmer off the ropes. Takes him down hard with the belt.
Chicago getting behind Ace Steel as he just pounds away on the head of Dan Moff.
Another big right hand from Steel as Whitmer sent to the ropes. Plays the clothesline. Takes Punk down with the elbow.
Deal with Dan Moff through the ropes and out to the floor. While Whitmer does the same with Punk. All four men on the floor now, as this time it's Moff head first into the barricade.
Blood continues to pour into the eyes of Ace Steel. As again he sends Moff face first to the barricade.
Whitmer has got a table and bringing it inside the ring, but Ace Steel from behind. He's got BJ head first into the barricade for him as well.
Cannot turn your back on any of your opponents in a street fight. Punk back to his feet.
Just repeatedly ramming the head of Dan Moff into the barricade. And Punk into the front row he goes. BJ Whitmer trying to come to the aid of Dan Moff. Ace fights him off.
Just holding Moff in position for Punk.
Soaring over the barricade, wipes him out.
Whitmer to the steel, a burst of adrenaline from the Second City Saints.
Punk brings Dan Moff inside the ring once again. They have that table inside the ring now, and Punk going for the ladder. Ace Steel kicking away at Dan Moff. As Punk now with a chair as well. Every weapon that they can put to use, he's bringing inside the ring.
Moff set in position in the corner. Forearm shots rained down by Ace. Moved to the midsection by Punk. Holding the chair in position.
Ace can wind up. Big running drop kick in the corner.
The Chicago crowd loving every second of it.
Ladder brought into the center of the ring. Ace with the chair overhead as these fans get behind the Saints.
Oh, the head of Dan Moff trapped between the ladder.
Doing a whole lot of damage. That sends Moff to the floor as Punk puts the boots to BJ Whitmer. Face wash in the corner.
While Ace Steel still setting up that table, here comes Punk again. Repeatedly driving the boot to the face of BJ Whitmer.
Ace Steel and CM Punk may be a bloody mess, but they are in control of this fight.
The crowd chanting one more time. And Punk obliges.
Got the table set up now as Dan Moff, a bloody mess out on the floor. Oh, he's got that table right in the throat of BJ Whitmer in the corner.
BJ trapped. Punk holding him in place. That table up against his throat.
And the chair up against his face. Getting a little creative with the weapons. To do as much damage as possible.
Busted open. Somehow Punk trying to get to his feet.
Once again, Punk with that belt. Whipping the back of BJ Whitmer. And the chest as well.
Ace out on the floor with Moff. Digging that belt buckle into the already lacerated forehead of Dan Moff. As the blood pours forth from the head of BJ Whitmer.
This is motherfucking punk rock!
Punk just going to work on BJ. And that is a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire that CM Punk is now bringing into the match. Right to the arm of Whitmer.
BJ tried to protect his head, but again Punk down across the back, this time of Dan Moff with that 2x4.
Moff barely able to stand up, brought down to his knees by Ace Steel. BJ Whitmer grabs the 2x4 and a low blow on Punk. Russian leg sweep with the barbed wire 2x4 covering the face and the throat of CM Punk.
Punk may be in big trouble here. Whitmer holding him in position. Barbed wire 2x4 to the groin.
How is Punk going to be able to continue after that?
Fans telling Dan Moff what they think of him as he urges Whitmer back to his feet.
Down to the canvas goes Ace Steel, and Whitmer holding him in position. More of the same for Ace Steel. Both down in a world of pain at the hands of the Prophecy.
BJ Whitmer barely able to stand, barely able to see the blood caked on the face. Asking Moff to go outside and get another table.
The barbed wire covered board on the floor.
Punk firing back.
He's getting that burst of adrenaline.
But 2-on-1, unable to withstand the odds. Blocking the suplex attempt, though. Trying to suplex BJ into the barbed wire.
Forearm shots from Whitmer. Punk head first into the turnbuckle. Ace Steel at the mercy of Dan Moff out on the floor.
Punk catches BJ with a boot.
He's got the head of Whitmer. Counters the swinging DDT and drops CM Punk chest first right into the barbed wire. Going for the exploder, but Punk blocking the attempt and Ace Steel in to make the save as well.
Looking for a suplex here, but Moff from behind moves the board out of the way to save BJ Whitmer. Quick thinking on the part of Moff to save his partner.
Moff again trying to direct some traffic here. So he's got the barbed wire covered board. Placing it in the corner. Whitmer back to his feet, and he's got CM Punk.
Punk almost lifeless in the corner.
But he kicks away at the chest of Moff. Sidesteps Whitmer. Moff trying to stay on his feet.
Trying to avoid the barbed wire. Roaring elbow, but Moff won't go down. BJ cuts him off.
Punk came charging. But again, Whitmer making the save for his partner.
Punk puts on the brakes. Driven into the barbed wire by Moff.
CM Punk all tangled in barbed wire. Referee trying to free him. Cuts all over his body as a result of being sent into that barbed wire.
Moff still unable to get to his feet as well as somehow Ace Steel crawls his way back into the ring. Grabs hold of what's left of that board and sets it in the corner. Moff back to his feet.
Now you might want to turn around. Ace Steel with the forearm. And the barbed wire now tearing away at the flesh of Dan Moff. Ace Steel with Moff, butterflying the arms. Tiger driver.
Only two. BJ Whitmer throwing chairs into the ring. Slides one over to Moff as Ace Steel looks for one of his own, as does CM Punk. All four men with chairs.
And all four men back to their feet.
Crowd urging them on. CM Punk.
Both of the Saints absorb chair shots.
But neither go down. Whitmer and Moff hanging on as well. Trying to fire each other up.
But they're not going down.
Whitmer all the way out to the floor from the impact. Moff as well.
All four men feeling the effects of those repeated shots to the head. And now Whitmer and Moff launching chairs inside the ring. just slipping and sliding all over the place.
Sheer exhaustion, all four of these men. Moff and Steele continue to battle on the outside. Punk trying to crawl his way towards BJ Whitmer.
Also trying to make some room to maybe get that table in position to hit something. As Dan Moff with the ladder in hand. He's placing it across these two steel barricades. And goes underneath the ladder to dish out some more punishment on Ace Steel. Placing him on top of the ladder.
Whitmer inside the ring. Climbing all the way up to the top. Punk from behind.
Saves Ace Steel from certain doom. And now using the ladder as a weapon on Dan Moff. Ace Steel with Moff. What a show of strength, placing him on the ladder. CM Punk to the top rope. Ace Steel with the chair over the head of BJ Whitmer. Places him on the table.
Steele going to the outside now. BJ back to his feet. Steele on the top, BJ on the second. Right hands from BJ Whitmer.
Oh, he's going for the exploder through the table, but Ace fighting it off.
Driving the elbow to the back of the head. Whitmer, though, back to his feet. Ace again trying to fight him off. Has him on his shoulders. Tombstone through the table.
And that's it. The Second City Saints pick up the victory.
Dave, what we just witnessed was utterly insane, but the action just does not stop in Ring of Honor. Let's go to Ring of Honor's first ever show in Manhattan. Jimmy Rave and CM Punk were in the midst of a brutal feud.
Oh, CM Punk had his hands full with Jimmy Rave and the Embassy, led by Prince Nana. Jimmy Rave even tried to scrape off CM Punk's tattoos with a cheese grater. It all led to this dog collar match.
Punk had a legendary career in Ring of Honor, and it was this match that helped to build that legend. Let's go to Manhattan Mayhem, May the 7th, 2005. Jimmy Rave against CM Punk in a dog collar match.
Another BS excuse from Jimmy Rave.
Look at that, Jimmy Rave hitting the ring.
Oh, just like Boston, it was all a plan.
Jimmy Rave jumping CM Punk from behind, using the Killer Cruel as a distraction so that Jimmy Rave can get the upper hand here in the opening moments of this dog collar match.
At least, unlike in Boston, CM Punk had to wrestle Mike Cruel first before Rave jumped him. Now Rave just used it to get the advantage, trying to put the final nail in the CM Punk coffin. You saw some of the clips during the ring entrances of both these men. Jimmy Rave trying to scrape the tattoos off the body of CM Punk. Jimmy Rave hanging CM Punk with that chain at stalemate. Jimmy Rave putting out CM Punk's girlfriend Tracy Brooks, blinding CM Punk with the bug spray, defeating him in his own hometown of Chicago. The list goes on and on of all the things that Jimmy Rave has done to CM Punk. Can Punk finally get his revenge right here in this electric building in Manhattan?
Chopping away at the chest of Jimmy Rave, where one wrestler goes, the other must follow, as they are tied to one another by that steel chain.
The only other time we've seen a dog collar match in ROH was that legendary dog collar match between CM Punk and Raven back at Death Before Dishonor.
Talk about another serious feud here at ROH that CM Punk has been involved in, but this is a little bit more serious. Jimmy Rave has done a little bit more to get under CM Punk's skin, quite literally.
Well, before it was CM Punk trying to make his name at Raven's expense. That was back in 2003. That absolutely historic feud, a feud that changed the face of Ring of Honor. Now it's Jimmy Rave trying to use CM Punk as a stepping stone. Prince Nana, the evil leader of the embassy, the dictator, the prince from Ghana, West Africa, using all of Ghana's resources to build his embassy, using the taxpayers' dollars, taking money out of the school system and using it in the military, using it for the embassy. You see the Outcast Killers, Diablo Santiago and Omar Tortuga, the servants of the embassy at ringside, the Killer Cruel at ringside. He is Nana's bodyguard, and of course the beautiful Jade Chung.
The footstool of the embassy. As CM Punk comes running with the knee as Jimmy Rave hung up in the tree of woe. Without a doubt, we're going to see that chain put to use as a weapon during this contest, as it will tear open the flesh of both of these competitors before too long, and Punk's got his hands on a chair. And the chair, Punk trying to put it to use, but Jimmy Rave putting the chain to use, pulling back on it to drive CM Punk into the ring post and face first into that chair.
Well, I hate to give Jimmy Rave any kind of credit, but that was smart use of the chain right there. Jimmy Rave, he's been on a roll, and Punk is already busted open.
His head driven into that chair, the impact causing the forehead of CM Punk, the blood to start flowing into his eyes as now Jimmy Rave rams Punk face first into the steel barricade. Putting that chain to use as a weapon, just digging away into that lacerated forehead.
Jimmy Rave is a man who defeated AJ Styles with use of that air freshener spray. He's a man who's using AJ Styles' own move, the Styles Clash, and he recalled it the Rave Clash and said that he invented the move. What a disgrace that is. AJ Styles, he had a one chance only to get revenge on Jimmy Rave back at the 3rd anniversary celebration part 2, and Jimmy Rave ruined that for AJ Styles. Hopefully we can see AJ back in ROH again one day, and you know that he'll be after Jimmy Rave. But right now Rave has to worry about a bloody CM Punk, and Punk is an absolute mess.
Rolled back underneath the bottom rope and back inside the ring. Jimmy Rave doing whatever it takes to work his way up the ladder in Ring of Honor at people's expense. Certainly at CM Punk's expense as of late, but Jimmy Rave has an entire army of thugs behind him, much like the Rottweilers, but the embassy always changing, always bringing out new weapons of mass destruction. He's got Jade Chung in the corner to use as a mental distraction as much as physical, as now the chain just breaking across the face and the eyes of CM Punk.
Oh, Punk's a bloody mess. The difference between the Rottweilers and the embassy is that the embassy has all of Prince Nana's money that he takes from Ghana, West Africa.
And Punk going it alone in this matchup. He's all by himself while Jimmy Rave is flanked by the embassy at ringside.
Look at Jimmy Rave though, as he is just leveling Punk with those big roundhouse fists.
He's fighting back. A bloodied CM Punk chopping away at the chest of Jimmy Rave. Boots him in the midsection. right back down.
Punk right now has that blood flowing into his eyes. That's going to hurt his vision. In addition, he is losing a lot of blood in there, Dave Prazak, and he could easily become woozy from that blood loss. And look at Rave using that chain in the mouth of CM Punk.
And just pulling back on that chain and using his foot for extra impact. A curse stomp with the chain right across the mouth of CM Punk. Right goes for the cover. Oh, you gotta hand it to CM Punk, overcoming the odds here.
This match can end in pinfall or submission. Punk, though, I think that he's more concerned with his quest to disfigure Jimmy Rave than he is to win this match. CM Punk has stated that he will disfigure Jimmy Rave.
Rave may be looking for the Rave Clash here. Punk trying to work his way toward the ropes to block it. Pulls himself up onto the top rope and kicks Jimmy Rave down. Shining Wizard!
These two are scheduled to meet in a steel cage match next week in Punk's hometown of Chicago. And Nowhere to Run, that is the name of the show. You better believe that Jimmy Rave and the Embassy are going to do everything possible to make sure that steel cage match doesn't happen. And with the amount of blood that CM Punk is losing right now, they might be successful.
Punk on a quest to maim, to disfigure Jimmy Rave for all that he has done to CM Punk. But in this matchup thus far, the only maiming is being done by Jimmy Rave to CM Punk. But Punk firing up on Rave.
Punk unable to use that chain to even bust Jimmy Rave open.
Rave sent to the ropes and gets met with the clothesline.
Can Punk finally get satisfaction and make Jimmy Rave bleed?
Back to his feet, gets met with the elbow. Punk takes him right back down. Back heel kick connects.
Oh, this is like a horror movie. CM Punk might pass out from blood loss.
Rave sent in, ducks underneath the clothesline attempt. Super kick right to the jaw. Cover! Can't put him away.
We've seen CM Punk lose a lot of blood before, whether it was against Raven in that feud, against the Prophecy, and even against Samoa Joe and All-Star Extravaganza 2, but I don't think I've ever seen him lose this much blood.
His face, the proverbial crimson mask. Now Punk with Jimmy Rave. Maybe going for a powerbomb here. Rave trying to fight his way out of it, staying on his feet. Gets met. From dusk till dawn. Now using that chain for the crossface right across the mouth of Punk once again.
Oh, that is just digging into the mouth, ripping the face of CM Punk, ripping the lips. Punk fighting for his life to get out of it, going for the eyes. Yes.
Goes to the eyes of Rave, frees himself from the hole.
How clear of a head can CM Punk have with all that blood loss? He's got to be woozy.
Going for gonorrhea, Punk counters. Going to butterfly the arms here.
Welcome to Chicago, perhaps? No.
Backdrop for CM Punk. Rave off the ropes, running knee strike, but no! Punk holds on to the leg, single-legged crab, breaking back on the leg of Jimmy Rave. But Prince Nana up on the apron causes Punk to release the hold.
It's always a numbers game. Oh, and look at that Rave lifting up the chain into the crotch of CM Punk. That'll stop Punk's momentum. Now he gets the running knee. Cover!
So very close right there. Only two. And with all of these members of the Embassy at ringside, that certainly gives Jimmy Rave the advantage in this type of matchup. Of course, with that steel cage match looming on the horizon, nowhere to run. It's also nowhere for anyone else to get involved in the matchup, as they will be the only two men inside that cage.
Oh, you know that Jimmy Rave will do everything possible to make sure that that match does not happen next week. He does not want any part of facing CM Punk in the steel cage in Chicago, and Prince Nana has to protect his investment.
What's Rave looking for here? The Pepsi plunge? Looking to use CM Punk's own hold against him.
Another insult.
But no, backdrops Jimmy Rave off the top rope and down to the canvas. Punk has lost a senses, regain his bearings.
What's Punk going for here? Another power bomb. Almost desperation from CM Punk.
Connects with the maneuver. Needs to follow up here, feeding off the energy of the fans here in Manhattan.
The blood continues to flow from the open wound on the forehead of CM Punk.
Pulling Jimmy Ray back up off the mat. What could Punk be looking for right here? Possibly another powerbomb. Yes.
He's trying to powerbomb him into oblivion.
And the steel chain down on the canvas. Jimmy Ray powerbomb right on top of it.
You notice though, CM Punk still not able to bust Jimmy Rave open. Still not able to draw blood from the body of Jimmy Rave.
You see what he's doing?
Just standing over Jimmy Rave and pulling him back up.
You know CM Punk wants to rip and tear that flesh of Jimmy Rave open.
A third powerbomb right on that chain. Goes for the cover, but no. Anaconda Vice.
CM Punk's made many people tap to this. Oh, and right there, Diablo Santiago.
Tortuga knocked down to the floor as well. Here's where the Embassy becomes a factor in the matchup.
There's Tortuga. There's the Killer Crow before. What's Fast Eddie doing at ringside?
All of the Embassy are getting involved in this matchup. FC Twist.
What's Fast Eddie doing?
Fast Eddie climbing to the top rope now. Moonsault, but Punk moved out of the way, and Fast Eddie collides with his own man.
Punk is fighting off the numbers.
Doing his best.
There's the Killer Crew. Using Jimmy Rave as a footstool himself to DDT Killer Crew. Prince Nana, he's trying to come up with some sort of a plan. All his men are being beaten up by CM Punk. Punk is on a warpath.
The numbers game not really paying off for the Embassy in this matchup, as Punk looking to finish him off.
Prince Nana once again posing distraction.
It's causing CM Punk to take his mind off the match, his mind off Jimmy Rave.
Punk trying to chase that chair. Nana with a cheap shot attempt, no. Oh, Jay Chung's trying to give this a happy ending for the Embassy.
Jay Chung up on the back of CM Punk, trying to go for a sleeper, but Punk slams her down.
Jimmy Rave's just tried to cave in the skull of CM Punk.
You really see it all in Ring of Honor. Just look at what happened in that last match. But just when you think things couldn't get more out of control, full-fledged faction warfare broke out in Ring of Honor during 2005.
Alliances were made, groups were formed, and all-out war took place, and it could only be settled in a match that's happened one time in Ring of Honor history. It was months in the making.
The differences between the men involved in this matchup could only be settled inside of a steel cage. The first ever steel cage warfare took place on December 3rd, 2005 between the Embassy and Generation Next.
Two of the greatest factions in ROH history going at it. It doesn't get any more epic than this. Let's go to that match right now.
Generation Next of Austin Aries, Roderick Strong, Jack Evans, and Matt Sydal against the Embassy of Jimmy Rave, Alex Shelley from Monster Abyss, and their manager who is in this match, Prince Nana. It's starting out with Austin Aries and Jimmy Rave. Every 5 minutes, a team will send a new person into the ring. The steel cage is basically just a weapon. It's a prop in this match. And the Embassy, they will get to send the first man into the ring after 5 minutes as a result of winning the 8-man tag event at Vendetta about a month ago.
Jimmy Rave wants no part of this match, trying every which way to escape the cage and run away from the fight here. He doesn't like this match just as much as he doesn't like the toilet paper being thrown in his general direction.
Well, there is so much history in this one, and we wouldn't even bother to B-roll any clips or make any videos just because there's no way we could do it, just because so much has happened between Generation Next and the Embassy. So many individual issues in this one as well, including Roderick Strong and Jimmy Rave. Of course, Jimmy Rave giving Roderick Strong's new girlfriend, Jade Chung, the pedigree a month ago in Chicago, and the pedigree was done in the parking lot, shattering Jade Chung's face. Austin Aries, the leader of Generation Next, he is taking it to Jimmy Rave. We've seen these two battle in tag team matches, in singles matches throughout recent months. Now they're going to settle it.
Jimmy Rave, again, just trying to get away from the fight, trying to get away from Austin Aries, unleashing punishment here, trying to step over the barricade, and a headbutt from Aries.
Aries taking it to Jimmy Rave. We saw Jimmy Rave hit Austin Aries with that chair, survival of the fittest. I mean, I'm not going to spend the whole match talking about the history because that's exactly what I'll be doing for the whole match. Basically, these two teams hate each other. A lot has happened over the last year, particularly the last 6 months, and now they're going to settle it right here in Steel Cage Warfare.
The Embassy getting that win in the 8-man tag in Chicago as a result of Prince Nana throwing his money around and trying to play some mind games with the newest member of Generation Next, Matt Sydal, paying off Daisy Hayes to turn on Generation Next and cost the Generation Next team the victory that night.
So in less than 5 minutes time, the Embassy will get to send another person into the cage. Then 5 minutes after that, Generation X will even the odds.
What does Aries have in mind here? He's got Jimmy Rave straddling that top rope and comes soaring with the elbow.
Jimmy Rave greeted by a whole bunch of toilet paper on his way to the ring, and now he's getting greeted by a bunch of fists from Austin Aries.
It's been all Austin Aries so far in this matchup.
Austin Aries taking it to Jimmy Rave.
Just pounding away on the head repeatedly. Rave trying to crawl toward the ropes. There's nowhere he can go. Just like when he was locked in the cage with CM Punk just a few months ago. Now it's the same here, but it's going to be several men in there with him and the rest of the Embassy.
Oh, I thought Jimmy Rave was going to taste the steel.
Put on the brakes. And pounds away on Aries.
That cage is there for these men to use as a weapon.
As Austin Aries sent across the ring, reverses the Irish whip. Jimmy Rave into the buckle, back body drop.
Up and over, we have 2 teams of 4. This one just getting started. It should be noted, pinfalls or submissions can happen anytime in this match. Aries asking if we should show mercy on Jimmy Rave.
Fans are like, no. Just stomp away on his chest.
Get your hands on the wall! Try to give this guy some mercy!
And it looks like the fans did not change their mind.
Just continuing to stomp away.
As I was saying before, pinfalls or submissions can happen anytime in this match. Eliminations can happen anytime, but they must happen inside the confines of that steel cage.
Aries with Jimmy Rave back to the corner once again, leading away on the arm.
And in order for a team to win this, they must eliminate all members of the opposing team.
Austin Aries has the momentum on his side, comes charging, but Rave moves out of the way. Back chop.
Some interesting things can happen if Aries is able to eliminate Jimmy Rave right here. Whoever's in next for the Embassy, that will take away the Embassy's advantage because Jimmy Rave will be out.
Heel throw followed up by the knee drop twice.
In fact, Aries, he knows that he will be at a disadvantage in less than a minute. He better start trying to get some pinfalls on Jimmy Rave here and get him out of this match. He's going to be at a 2-on-1 disadvantage very shortly. And then if the Embassy members pin Austin Aries, whoever enters next from Generation Next is still going to be at a 2-on-1 disadvantage. Eliminations can happen anytime. In order to win, you must eliminate everyone on the opposing team.
Just driving the face of Jimmy Rave into the turnbuckle repeatedly.
And here comes Alex Shelley, mocking Generation Next, wearing that Generation Next shirt, the former leader of Generation Next.
He gets met with the drop kick and sent right into the barricade before he can even enter the cage.
Very smart wrestling from Austin Aries, not giving Alex Shelley a chance to get a jump on him. And it was Austin Aries who turned on Alex Shelley 1 year ago, almost a year ago, at Final Battle, booting him out of Generation Next, and that's when Austin Aries assumed leadership of Generation Next.
Back body drop for Shelley.
Shelley tried a multitude of partners against Generation Next, and finally he joined the Embassy at the homecoming in July. And finally he had some friends here in ROH.
Shelley firing back on Aries. steel chair to use. Chin breaker.
Aries doing a good job maintaining control. He was fortunate enough to hurt Jimmy Rave in that first segment, and now Rave fighting back, having time to recuperate. Well, Aries had his hands full with Alex Shelley.
Well, the question is, how long can Austin Aries fight off two men and keep an advantage?
Well, if Rave and Shelley are able to get the pinfall in, whoever is next for Generation Next will be at a disadvantage. Otherwise, the Generation Next member will even score. And if Aries is able to score a pin here or a submission, then Generation Next will have the advantage in the next 5 minutes.
Springboard elbow connects on both of his opponents, setting them both down.
Nicely done.
Face first into the cage goes Jimmy Rave. And Shelley as well. Shelley begging for mercy. But Aries knows he's got him here. Scoops him up, plants him with the body slam. Takes his attention to Jimmy Rave now.
And Austin Aries showing why he is the leader of Generation Next.
Finley roll right on top of Alex Shelley.
Perhaps he's looking for a 450 here. He could finish off a member of the embassy.
Or both. Arm it up top. Austin Aries to the top rope, but Jimmy Rave back to his feet.
The wrist did not pay off.
Big slam off the top. Shelley back up himself, now they're both waiting.
Nice double team work by the embassy.
Oh, they just wiped him out.
Shelley and Rave have made a great tag team. And right now they have, they're just toying with Austin Aries. And this is payback right here for Alex Shelley. He's waited a long time to do this. He wants to embarrass Austin Aries.
Jimmy Rave picking him back up. Snap there. Takes him down to the canvas and just stomping away. Shelley now, breaking the bottom of his boots across the eyes.
Jimmy Rave just pummeling the face of Austin Aries.
Closed fist, but hey, anything goes in the cage here.
That's right, Todd Sinclair is only in there to see if someone wants to give it up or count the pinfalls.
Camel clutch cinched in by Jimmy Rave, setting up Alex Shelley.
Yes, and there's Shelley pulling back on Jimmy Rave.
Giving more leverage.
Yes, adding to the pressure on Austin Aries. Is Aries going to give it up? Aries isn't lying. Look at that. Jimmy Rave's sticking his fingers in the nose of Aries.
Back to the camel clutch. Shelley off the ropes. Drop kick right to the face. The embassy in control. Rave goes for the cover. Shelley tries to give him some assist. But Aries able to kick out twice. They can't keep him down.
The embassy trying their hardest to get Austin Aries out of there. Aries showing a lot of heart. And you got to wonder who it's going to be next.
So the next participant
For Generation
enters
Next.
the cage.
A lot of different strategies. They could go for the power of Roderick Strong or perhaps for the high flyers, Jack Evans or Matt Sydal.
Well, Aries knows that he can't be eliminated at this point in the match because then it would be a 2-on-1 for the next member of his team. He needs to even the odds here. He needs to stay in that match until the next man enters, so it's even 2-on-2.
Yeah, but I mean, he has taken a lot of punishment here. He might not be in any kind of shape to even help out whoever the next member of Generation Next is.
Jimmy Rave slowly, methodically picking up Aries. He's driven headfirst into the steel himself.
Jimmy Rave using the cage as a weapon. And now we got another double pinfall attempt and no.
Both men, even with the leverage from both of them going for the cover, can't keep Austin Aries down. And who's next?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we got Matt Sydal.
The newest member of Generation Next.
Matt Sydal earned his place in Generation Next at the Redemption Show by helping Generation Next defeat the embassy in a 6-man.
You got a fresh Matt Sydal going to work on both Jimmy Rave and Alex Shelley all by himself, trying to give his partner some time to regroup in the corner.
And Sydal wants to use his high-flying ability. He's one of the best flyers in the business today.
That's what makes Generation Next such a dynamic unit.
Soars, he avoided the knees of Shelley.
Drop toe hold and drives the midsection of Jimmy Rave across the knees.
Moonsault takes out both men. Cover.
Oh, only two. Matt Sydal and Jack Evans, two excellent high flyers, two daredevils.
Matt Sydal has had so many problems with the embassy. We heard him talk about it in a promo earlier tonight. Thought he was going to be part of a new tag team, the Air Devils, and ended up getting a rave clash.
Working over Jimmy Rave in the corner now, kicking away.
And right now it's Generation Next in control, and I don't think there's much doubt about who the next man in for the embassy is going to be. Sure ain't going to be Prince Nana.
No, they're going to wait until the last minute possible to bring Nana into the action. Nice knee strike in the corner from Matt Sydal. Aries follows up with a forearm on Shelley.
And it's Generation Next in control. Austin Aries, what an effort so far in this one.
He's taking a hell of a beating. He's still fighting here. Got a second win, do-si-do, and both men connect.
Some very explosive offense.
And Shelley is out. Cover.
No cover attempt. No. And with the Monster Abyss looming on the horizon, Generation Next needs to get one or both of these embassy members out.
Abyss, the largest man in this matchup, the most intimidating force that will be inside the cage.
And if things stay even now, that'll be a huge advantage for the embassy in the next segment.
Looks like Aries and Matt Sydal talking a little bit of strategy here as they got Shelley down. And now Jimmy Rave, vertical suplex.
And Jimmy Rave is taking a lot of punishment in this one. What are they doing here?
They've got something in mind. Trapping the legs around the head of Alex Shelley. Matt Sydal and Austin Aries stretching out double bow and arrow.
And there's the innovation we've come to expect from Generation Next. Can they get a submission here? Jimmy Rave trying to grab the ropes. It's not going to do him any good in a match like this. And Sydal and Aries could not hold the move anymore.
And it did do some damage though. And inflicted punishment took a lot out of both Jimmy Rave and Alex Shelley.
But the clock is ticking until Abyss comes into the ring. Time is running out for Generation Next. The monster is on his way.
Well, if they can wear Alex Shelley and Jimmy Rave down, maybe eliminate one of them, it gives them a little bit more of hope with Abyss coming into the matchup next.
There's now Matt Sydal whipping Jimmy Rave into the corner. No, Rave saves himself with a back elbow.
Nice head scissors from Matt Sydal. Leg lariat.
There's that athleticism of Matt Sydal. Cover.
Can't eliminate him. You see Austin Aries keeping his eye on the entrance. Just waiting for when Abyss will make his way down to the ring.
And Jimmy Rave, who has absorbed a lot of punishment, trying to crawl in the cage, grab himself some time for a breather. Matt Sydal having none of it.
Goes to the eyes of Sydal.
1 minute till the next
Rave and Sydal have met a couple of memorable singles matches as well.
Under a minute until Abyss enters the cage. Face first. And again. Jimmy Rave down on the canvas. And Sydal, again, it's all legal, just choking away at Jimmy Rave with that sharp.
He could get a tap here. He could choke the oxygen right out of Jimmy Rave's body. As there you see Austin Aries is tying up Alex Shelley in a submission. On the other side,
They don't have a lot of time left.
now Matt Sydal trying to use that cage.
Stomping away.
And you got to give Rave and Shelley some credit here. They are hanging on.
Jimmy Rave once again driven into the steel, head first. Aries and Sydal again talking some strategy.
9, 8, 7.
And you hear the
Countdown
countdown.
begins until Abyss enters the war.
2, 1.
There he is.
No surprise that it's not Prince Nana entering next. Oh, what a menacing figure.
Such a powerful individual. And there will be nowhere for Generation Next to go once Abyss is inside that cage.
Oh, Abyss has already sent one of our cameramen to the hospital tonight. He's trying to do the same with our ring announcer, Mike G.
Sydal and Aries trying to fight him off.
Well, that's what Aries did successfully to Alex Shelley. Now working here with Abyss.
Trying to double team Abyss.
They got Abyss reeling. No, Abyss catches him, double choke slam.
tides are turned. Seidel doing his best and failing miserably.
Oh, he got absolutely launched by the big man. I'll give Seidel credit for having some jumps there.
Cover by Shelley. No, Seidel hanging in there.
And this is exactly what Prince Nana pays Abyss for. Now the question is, can Rave or Shelley or Abyss finish the job on either Seidel or Aries or both of them? Now we're going to see Roderick Strong or Jack Evans in next for Generation Next. Could you imagine if they're at a 3-on-1 disadvantage?
Open hand strike from the monster. Trying to cave in the chest of Seidel. Meanwhile, Jimmy Rave with the boot right across the throat of Aries. Again, another open hand strike.
Abyss has been simply nothing but a hired henchman in this feud.
Everybody in the embassy is a hired henchman. It's all Prince Nana throwing his money around, throwing his influence around.
That is true, but with Shelley it is personal, with Rave it is personal. With Abyss, whether it's the way that he defeated Jack Evans back in Enter the Dragon, whether it's his influence, his input at Vendetta or Redemption, Abyss has just been an absolute thorn in the side of Generation Next. And who will ever forget him destroying Jack Evans at Enter the Dragon? And right now he's just trying to choke the life out of Matt Seidel. And Shelley, a vicious double stomp on Austin Aries.
You fucking suck, Matty!
And talking some trash to an overweight individual in the crowd as Abyss stomps away.
Now, of course, with Abyss, you have to watch out for the black hole slam with Alex Shelley, Shell Shock. And Jimmy Rave, well, call it whatever you want, greetings from Ghana or whatever, but it's a pedigree.
Greetings from Ghana. Come on. He just ripped off another finisher.
Yep. And he ended Jay Chunk's career with it caving in Jay Chunk's cheekbone. With that vicious pedigree in Chicago on the concrete.
Austin Aries off the ropes, but Abyss, oh, he just launched him headfirst into the cage. So much power.
Absolutely brutal. And what Shelley got a chair. And that could crack the skull of Austin Aries and Seidel into the cage now.
The embassy in full control of the match. Who's going to be the next member of Generation Next to enter the fray?
Whoever it is going to be at a huge disadvantage, whether it's Roderick Strong or Jack Evans. And now what's Alex Shelley doing with Austin Aries?
Participant enters the cage.
He's got that steel chair in perfect position to drive his face repeatedly into the steel.
Absolutely brutal.
Let me get it in there good. This is for you, Austin. Watch your back on tape later.
Again.
Oh, that chair is covered in Austin Aries' blood. Aries busted open.
He's out of it.
I don't know whether it's getting rammed into the chair all those
He's
times.
going for the cover. Oh, I thought that was it for Aries.
Aries somehow kicks out, and now Shelley going nuts trying to open up that cup.
10, 9,
Aries could have been cut from the chair shot, from getting his head rammed into the chair, from getting thrown into the steel cage. There's no telling. And it's Roderick Strong.
The Messiah and the Backbreaker.
And Strong's got his work cut out for him. Big shot.
Multiple backbreakers and chops in the first 30 seconds.
Strong turning the tide.
Oh, Roderick Strong means business.
Oh, he wants Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave is the one who put out his girlfriend.
Hey, Jimmy, turn around.
He's got some backbreakers for Jimmy Rave.
Welcome to Roddy's knee. Chop across the chest.
Oh, he wants to make him bleed from the chest, just like he's done to Bryan Danielson.
Boot to the gut. Waistlock going for the O'Connor roll. And face first into the cage. cage. He sends Jimmy Ray. Big clothesline. Roderick going for the cover. The Abyss breaks it up.
And it's going to be very hard to get a pinfall or submission with so many people to make the save, but we're going to get a choke slam.
No, he avoids it.
Oh, I thought he had the double knees.
Such strength in Roderick. Was able to hold Abyss on his shoulders, but couldn't avoid that. Belly to belly overhead suplex right into the cage.
And that stops Roderick Strong pretty quickly as Shelley from cover. No.
Able to kick out.
And Austin Aries is losing a lot of blood right now. And Jimmy Raven's busted open. Black hole slam.
There's like 3 revolutions on that.
And that's what Abyss is paid for.
Jimmy Ray going for the pedigree now.
Greetings from Ghana.
Pedigree. And he gets it on side out. Oh, we have the first elimination here in Steel Cage Warfare. Matt Sydal eliminated combination of the Black Hole Slam and the pedigree by Jimmy Ray.
Jimmy Rave continues to lose blood, and you got to give Matt Sydal a lot of credit for the effort in here. And he showed some great athleticism, some great moves, but in the end, that Black Hole Slam on an extra rotation and the pedigree, greetings from Ghana, just too much. And look how cocky Alex Shelley is.
As always.
Rave now taking Roderick Strong to the floor.
Hard into the steel barricade.
The Embassy with a big advantage right now, and the next man coming in will be Prince Nana.
Oh, like he's going to do a lot of damage. Come on.
You gotta watch
But
out.
I can't wait until they get their hands on Prince Nana next match.
You know what? Prince Nana is going to be pretty safe in this match at this point because I'm willing to bet that another member of Generation Next is going to get knocked out of this match. Particularly Austin Aries, who's taking more abuse in that cage and losing blood right now.
Yeah, but we still have Jack Evans waiting in the locker room.
That's true. Jack Evans is going to have to make an impact in a hurry in this match.
Again into the steel goes Roderick Strong.
Now Jimmy Rave with a running knee, driving his knee into the face of Roderick Strong, causing Strong's back of his head to hit that steel.
Blood pours down the face of Jimmy Ray. So he can put some of the toilet paper or those tampons to use.
And now we got Abyss and Alex Shelley.
1 minute for the next
What could
participant.
Abyss have in mind? Big avalanche in the corner.
And Aries just crumbles to the mat. How much punishment can one man take in this match?
You notice Shelley not immediately going for the cover. I think he just wants to unleash more punishment on his former Generation Next teammate.
Right now, Roderick Strong, who is bleeding from the forehead, taking it to Jimmy Rave.
A match like this takes its toll on everyone involved.
Roderick Strong and Jimmy Rave both busted open on the floor.
Steel chair being put to use by Abyss. Double teaming Austin Aries. He's got nowhere to go. The chair right across his throat.
But you know Alex Shelley is enjoying this. Alex Shelley has waited 1 year for this moment.
There's the countdown.
Well, this is just going to be more bad news for Generation Next.
Is that ring gear? You have to wrestle tonight, Nana.
Oh, look at Nana. He couldn't be any happier.
Taking his time.
How do you like it? How do you like it, huh?
Well, this is exactly where Nana wanted to be when he entered this point in the match. This is why he's paying those men so much money. Prince Nana wants the Embassy to be the #1 faction in ROH. And while he's dressed for war,
Austin Aries just at the mercy of the Embassy inside the cage while Jimmy Ray pounding away on the bloody forehead of Roderick Strong on the floor.
and Prince Nana, that's easy to beat up Austin Aries after Abyss and Alex Shelley have been working over him.
Roderick back inside the cage. Alex Shelley with Austin Aries hunting for the true low in the corner. As Prince Nana stomps away on the back of Roderick.
He's real good at doing that when someone's down.
Big drop kick from Shelley.
Look at Shelley. I mean, he is just enjoying this.
What are you gonna do? Touch his leg? I don't think so.
Talking more trash as he puts the boots to him. And Nana gets cheap shots in.
Nana's just strutting around that ring.
Embassy in control. You gotta wonder what's going through Jack Evans' mind. Watching the monitor in the locker room. What's his strategy when it's time for him to hit the cage?
Well, I got a feeling Roderick Strong and Austin Aries are going to be pretty much useless for the rest of this match. They have taken so much punishment, particularly Aries, who's been in there for the entire match.
He's raking the face across the steel. Abyss just holding Roderick Strong for Prince Nana to pound away.
And right now, the Embassy is trying to prove a point. They are trying to show why they are the dominant faction in ROH.
Austin Aries trying to crawl toward the cage doors. Smacking him upside the head. That's just an insult.
Aries is just going on instinct right now, and Alex Shelley taking full advantage of the situation now, trying to rip the mouth of Austin Aries. Oh, look, Abyss tasting the blood. That is sickening. This is a sick individual in Abyss.
Got the legs now, pulling him. Oh, blatant low blow, but anything goes. And look at Prince Nana. Oh, he's loving every minute of this. Rave stomping away. Nana gets another shot on Aries.
Absolutely no mercy here. This is just brutal. And the Embassy, I mean, how long are they going to... This is almost like a cat that catches a mouse and just plays with it for a couple hours until it kills it. That's exactly what we're witnessing right here. The Embassy is having fun right now.
And the Embassy has to realize this is an elimination matchup. You need to start trying to eliminate them rather than just putting the boots to them. Rather than just pounding away, trying to bust them further open.
Well, Dave, I
It's
gotta
all about
say...
winning the match, right?
I gotta say though is that right now the Embassy could put away Aries and Strong at any time, and they're trying to prove a point. Maybe send a message to the rest of ROH right now about how dominant they can be.
1 minute until the next participant enters the cage.
As we go 1 minute until Jack Evans enters this ring.
Austin Aries' face raked across the cage.
This crowd's dying for Jack Evans to get in there. So am I. But how is Evans going to overcome these four?
Jack Evans, the smallest competitor.
Jade Chung!
Jade Chung has come for revenge.
Man of 1,000 expressions? Yeah, I've never seen that expression before. Did you see it go? Keep blinking all you want because it is me. I am right here.
Jade Chung took so much abuse from the Embassy when she was a part of it. Broke free, only to get taken out by Jimmy Rave.
Henry is going to keep me down.
Oh, it looks like the footstool is coming back to haunt the Embassy.
You put me through. In the end, I don't know my own 2 feet.
Nana ordering Abyss out after her. Nana going out after her. Oh no, Nana's going to try to finish her job right here. He's ordering all the Embassy after her.
Representing Generation Next.
Chasing Jade Chung around the cage, but here comes Jack Evans.
Yeah, but what's he going to do against 4 individuals?
The only thing he knows how to do. And that is exactly what he does best. A double moonsault by Jack Evans. Jade Chung, well, she also served as a distraction, basically, able to lure all the embassy out of the cage to set them up for Jack Evans' high-flying offense.
And what a distraction she is it is giving Roderick Strong some time to recuperate.
The war is continuing on the floor here.
And Aries now getting an adrenaline burst from that crowd. From the pro to Jack Evans.
Evans and Roderick both going to work on their best.
Advantage to Generation Next again.
Jimmy Ray right into the barricade.
Now, of course, eliminations can only happen in the ring.
Alex Shelley now into the barricade himself.
Oh, he went hard into that barricade shoulder first.
Like you said, they need to get back inside the cage in order to start getting some eliminations here. The action has spilled to the floor, but it's all about steel cage warfare. It's got to be inside the cage.
And hold on, they got Abyss alone in the cage.
Running drop kick from Austin Aries. Roderick launches Jack Evans at Abyss.
And this time he gets the double knees.
Keep your eye on Jack Evans. He's going up top.
Aries just kicked the Abyss right in the head. Jimmy Rave trying to stop Jack Evans. They got the big man out.
Oh, to the Bulldogs off the top of the cage. Puts Abyss, the biggest man in the match, out of contention.
More heroics from Jack Evans. But what teamwork from all members of Generation Next. The double knees, the old to the Bulldogs. The triple cover on Abyss. The big man's out and the embassy is in trouble.
They take their attention to Jimmy Ray. Placed up top. What do they have in mind for Ray?
It's Alex Shelley now making his way back into the cage. And Abyss is out of there. The big enforcer of the embassy is out. Oh, look at this. They're just taking turns with Jimmy Ray battering him with kicks.
Just like Jimmy Ray and the rest of the embassy were doing just moments ago. Now it's a little bit of payback.
Oh, he's just, and here comes Alex Shelley. Watches Aries. Shelley now trying to turn the tides, but Jack Evans firing in on him.
Sends Shelley into the buckle. Jack Evans. Handspring elbow. Off the ropes he comes. Great momentum on the kick right to the mush. Evans with Shelley. Fisherman Buster.
And you got to give Aries and Rave credit too. They have been in this match for over 35 minutes. But what's Jack Evans doing? More high flying.
He likes to utilize the 630.
Oh, Shelley got the knees up.
Right into the back of Jack Evans. Took a chance and paid the price. Shelley now looking to capitalize. Places him up top. Shelley to the second rope. Has Evans on his shoulders. Air ring crash off the ropes. Cover.
Oh, Evans is out, and I agree with this crowd. But give Shelley credit. He did pin him.
Well, Jack Evans served to help take Abyss out of the matchup. Helped serve to turn the tide of the match as they had the embassy out on the floor. He did his job in this matchup and put up one hell of a fight. And now it's come down to Austin Aries, to Roderick Strong, doing battle with Jimmy Ray and Alex Shelley. Plus Prince Nana still in the cage.
A 3-on-2 advantage for the Embassy now, and look at Nana, he's smiling. He knows that his guys are in control once again. And there's no one coming in.
Jimmy Rave met nothing but the canvas. Alex Shelley connects with the running drop kick to the face.
Shelley with the cover on Aries.
Able to kick out.
So many wars between all four of these individuals. Prince Nana watched them all, antagonized them all.
That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's watching while the other four men in the cage are doing battle. Prince Nana doesn't want to get physical himself in there unless he's getting cheap shots in.
And look at Nana, now he's begging out of the cage.
Exactly, he doesn't want to be a part of this fight. He wants the other members of the Embassy to do his dirty work for him, even though he's a wrestler in this match.
You have Roderick Strong, who suffered blood loss. Austin Aries suffered blood loss. Jimmy Rave suffered blood loss.
Roderick Strong with Jimmy Rave.
Now we could be seeing some double team action here. Perhaps a backbreaker. No.
Counter the attempt of the half Nelson backbreaker. Roll up from Rave. Feet on the ropes.
Not enough.
Only two. Big spear. Roderick came charging right into the spear. Shelley, super kick.
And he's going for the pedigree.
No, backdrop. Right into the arms of Shelley. Shell shot.
Oh, that puts them all down. Cover.
Roderick Strong makes the save. Rave now. Going for gonorrhea.
Nails it. This could be it. Oh, somehow Aries kicks out.
Back and forth. Such punishment these men are withstanding and continuing to fight.
Now Nana's deciding that it's safe for him to come into the cage.
As soon as he sees that the Embassy has a slight advantage.
And it looks like he is signaling for the big ass to the face. And he's telling his men to set him up.
Both members of Generation Next set up for Prince Nana. Look at his cocky. Oh. He doesn't realize he just connected with both of his own men. You fool, Prince Nana, you fool.
Generation Next outsmarting the Prince, and Aries and Strong are up. And Prince Nana better turn around because he's got a world of pain coming to him.
That's right, that's right.
More miscommunication from the Embassy.
Backbreaker.
Strong got his hands on Jimmy Rave. Destroyed him with those backbreakers. That's for Jade Chung. He's got the stronghold on Rave. DDT on the chair. Concussion time for Alex Shelley. Aries has pinned Shelley and got revenge on Shelley. Roderick Strong has gotten his revenge on Jimmy Rave as Rave taps to the stronghold.
And that means that Prince Nana is the only member of the Embassy left in the match. And he's trying to get away. He's trying to escape.
Well, we said the cage was used as a weapon. It can be used to your advantage to corner swine like Prince Nana.
Roderick Strong and Austin Aries now get their hands on Prince Nana. Just pounding away on it. Yeah.
And do you know that they're going to have fun here? Big running forearm. Nana now down.
Big double axe handle.
Aries and Strong taking it to the leader of the Embassy, and there is no one to save Prince Nana.
And now they're just having fun with Prince Nana, just like the Embassy was earlier in the match.
They are pounding his face in.
Backbreaker time for Prince Nana.
Nails it.
Aries climbing up top.
It could be 450 time.
Well, as you can see from what we've watched thus far, there are various types of hardcore matches that have taken place in Ring of Honor. And when two men hate each other with such a passion and the issue has escalated, we let them settle their differences inside the ring. And that's what happened between Homicide and Colt Cabana when they met in a ghetto street fight.
That was another match that was months in the making. We saw Colt Cabana completely disrespect Homicide, and Homicide responded by pouring Drano down Colt Cabana's throat. And it led us to this war.
Two of the most important figures in Ring of Honor history are Homicide and Colt Cabana, two men who brought their own personality, their own character and style to ROH competition. Let's take a look at what happened when Homicide and Cabana clashed in a ghetto street fight.
Let's go!
Just when we thought we were going to be able to catch our breath, possibly, after Chris Hero and his band of misfits got run out of the building by the entire ROH locker room, it's time for the ghetto fight.
At least, this time you got to make the point, though, that it wasn't just Chris Hero and Necro Butcher. This time he brought numbers with him, but ROH still ran them out of the ring. But right now it's all about Colt Cabana and Homicide. Such a war between these two men for the past several months. So much blood has been shed. Such hatred between these two athletes.
This one finally underway back in the ring. Todd Sinclair makes his way, calls for the bell. Julius Smokes on the outside. Cabana off the ropes, up and over he goes. Dropped down by Homicide, connects with the elbow right in the point of the chest. And the ghetto fight here that's going on between these two hopefully will end this blood feud between these two guys once and for all. Someone's going to have to say, I give tonight.
The only way to win is to make your opponent say, I quit. And a big boot from Colt Cabana sends the notorious 187 down to the canvas. Just pounding away on Homicide's head. You know, Homicide's been waiting to get back into this war with Colt Cabana, letting that injury heal, that shoulder injury that he suffered at the hands of Steve Corino. But he feels that he's ready for war here tonight at the 4th anniversary show.
Cabana's been waiting to get his hands on Homicide, trying to end this once and for all.
Trying to choke away on Homicide, much like Homicide tried to do to Colt Cabana with a coat hanger back at the night of tribute.
Julius Smokes on the outside, just spitting in the face of Colt Cabana. But Cabana staying right on Homicide in the corner. Another right hand to the top of the head. Homicide, though, fires back.
And this whole blood feud started with just words, with just Colt Cabana disrespecting Homicide.
According to Homicide.
Keep your eye on Homicide. Baseball slide dropkick. Cabana ducked out of the way. Homicide catches him and head first into the steel.
Well, that was just the old Colt Cabana being the old Colt Cabana. Good times and great memories. Just trying to have a little bit of fun. And apparently, according to Homicide, he went a little bit too far.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time for Homicide. And attacking Colt Cabana in the parking lot of the Dragon Gate Invasion show. And ever since, they have been at war. There's no other word to describe it but war. Back rake from Homicide. But Cabana chops away at the chest. Back and forth they go.
Homicide again throwing chairs around the outside. Stalking Cabana. Ripping at him again, trying to go. Is he trying to go for his tongue again?
Trying to cut his tongue out back at Vendetta in Chicago. Trying to tear away the face here tonight. Cabana's been a changed man ever since this feud started raging with Homicide. No more joking around. down. He is obsessed with Homicide. Even CM Punk returned last show at Unscripted 2 to try to get through to his friend, but Colt Cabana is focused on that ring post right now. But it's Homicide that sends Cabana right into it.
Homicide at the last second able to shove Cabana off. Colt bounces off that steel post. And Homicide staying right on him, and again face first to the guardrail goes Colt Cabana.
And do as much damage as possible. And he's got that chair in hand.
Oh, Cabana's been busted open.
And the chair just smacks right against the head. Now he's trying to dig that cut even further open.
You bleed! You
Pull that flesh apart and cause more blood to flow.
Mike Keener in the ring looking on, nothing he can do.
Trash talk from Julius Smokes on the floor. Homicide still with chair in hand. Cabana struggling to stay on his feet. I don't think he knows where Homicide's at.
Swinging wildly on the floor. Homicide waiting, and again drives that chair right into the forehead. The already lacerated forehead of Colt Cabana.
Cabana struggling to stay on his feet here. Homicide goes for more plunder. Steel barricade. Oh, right at the head of Cabana. The blood flowing into the eyes, down the face. But Cabana trying to stay on his feet.
Struggling to stay on his feet, as you said, and Homicide right on him. Face first to the table.
And just pounding away on that lacerated forehead. Trying to cause more blood to flow. Just measuring that cut for another strike.
Crowd trying to rally behind Cabana here. Homicide pitches him back into the ring.
We've got a couple of chairs already inside the ring. And just drives that chair down across the head. He's got that steel barricade placed in the corner now.
Crowd trying to get behind Cabana. Homicide with his share of supporters. Edison, New Jersey, not too far from Brooklyn. So people obviously made the trek.
And he doesn't care if that chair can't fold into proper position. He'll just swing whatever he can at the skull of Cabana.
You must die!
Got close fist punches. Anything's legal in this matchup. The only way it's going to come to an end is I quit.
Cabana refusing to quit, saying never. Struggling, trying to get to his feet. Oh, what has he got now? Oh, he's got a razor. He's just digging at the forehead.
As if Cabana wasn't bleeding enough, he's trying to slice the flesh of Cabana with a razor. Cabana trying to reverse the whip, but he goes head over heels into the barricade. And Homicide in control. He has once again caused Colt Cabana to bleed heavily in a Ring of Honor competition. If you even want to call this a competition, it's just a fight.
This is a battle of wills, a war of attrition. Call it any cliche you want to use. These guys are not going to quit until somebody is hurt and hurt bad. And somehow, Colt Cabana is digging down.
Firing back.
Finger to the eye by Homicide. Stops Cabana in his tracks.
Somehow Cabana able to muster up the strength, the energy to fight back on Homicide. But that shot to the eyes took away all of his energy.
Homicide out threatening the ref. Driving the boot right to the side of the face, and again connecting both feet to the side of the bloody face of Colt Cabana.
Look at the look of determination on the face of Cabana, trying to pull himself up by the ring ropes in the corner.
That's a look we've seen on Cabana's face over the last couple of months here. Fierce determination and guts.
Moves out of the way. But, full force into the corner. Cabana Homicide. Catches the head swinging DDT.
Just drives the skull of Colt Cabana right into the canvas. No covers here.
Trying to tie him up. Submission predicament for Cabana right here.
He's got the single leg Boston Crab and the arm tied up as well. Tremendous pressure on the groin, the hamstring, the knee, and the shoulder of Colt Cabana.
But Cabana not giving it up.
Look at Homicide cranking down. Look at the look on his face.
Cabana not saying I quit. And Homicide taking issue with the official. Hey, it's your opponent that you have to make say I quit. Crowd wants to see tables. They've seen enough weapons put to use in this matchup already. Chairs, the barricade, anything these two can get their hands on.
Another chair to the top of the head of Cabana. That time looked like his eyes rolled back in his head.
And it looks like Homicide wants to give the fans what they were asking for. It was a good idea. Put a table to use. This war will not be settled until one man puts the other's career to an end. Homicide climbing up top.
Going down, Smoke.
Nobody home.
Cabana able to roll out of the way at the last second and avoid the headbutt. But does he have anything left in the tank?
Goal 45. Can he get it? No. Homicide stays on his feet. Lariat from Cabana.
Once again, Cabana digging down.
Where's he getting the energy here? He's trying to take away the wind of Homicide right now, trying to choke him with his own arm. Homicide not giving it up.
Todd Sinclair right there. Not just trying to choke Homicide was Cabana. That's the injured shoulder he was pulling on.
Lands in with the slam. Cabana now looking to take a chance, but keep your eye on Julius Smokes on the floor. Not getting involved. Moonsault from Cabana, but Homicide moves out of the way. Off comes the elbow pad. Lariat. But again, no pinfalls in a matchup like this. He can't just go for a cover. He's got to make him say I quit.
Camel clutch right in the center of the ring.
Really pulling back on the chin.
Cabana able to free his arms and alleviate some of the pressure there.
And what is Julius Smokes doing on the floor?
He's got a coat hanger.
Not again! Not again! We saw him try to choke the life out of Colt Cabana with a coat hanger at Night of Tribute. He's doing it again!
God damn, he's trying to kill him.
Colt Cabana can't breathe. He's trying to choke the man. Get in there, referee!
The only thing that can save Colt Cabana is to say I quit, and he just won't do it. Look at him.
That coat hanger right around the throat of Cabana. Homicide pulling back on it. Will Cabana give it up?
Homicide's gonna kill him.
He's not giving it up. And the referee just...
The referee's
calling for the bell. Cabana did not give it up. For Colt Cabana's well-being, Todd Sinclair had to call for the bell. He would have killed the man.
There was absolutely nothing Sinclair could do right there. Homicide was going to commit murder right in the middle of the ring here in Edison.
Nobody can beat you in a weapon. Are you kidding me?
I'm right here on the side.
Go back in the ring. Get out of your bed, Dave.
I didn't give up. And if you want this match to end, you better fucking kill me. This match is officially restarted, you fucking asshole.
Colt Cabana calling for the match to be restarted. He didn't say I quit.
Homicide hits the ring. Cabana rang the bell himself. And I guess this match is still going on. Elbows to the top of the head by Cabana. A second win here. Went for the lariat. Caught with an ace crusher.
Cabana some revenge on Homicide and winning this feud.
How much could Cabana have left in the tank after that?
Going for the cop killer, couldn't get it.
And again, the shoulder of Homicide in all sorts of trouble here. Cabana needs to stay on top of that shoulder. It is obviously still in bad shape.
He knows that's the weakness on Homicide, and he's going right after it.
Cabana, though, has lost an awful lot of blood.
Just putting pressure on that shoulder and pulling away in the face of Homicide now.
Homicide, come on! You give up!
Cabana just stomping away.
Driving the point of the elbow right into the shoulder joint itself. Modified claw right there in the shoulder. Now just biting away at the shoulder.
Doing whatever he has to make Homicide give it up. Cabana goes right back to work. On that shoulder, wrapping the arm around the top row.
Homicide refusing to give it up.
Two very determined men. And now it's Cabana with the chair.
Watch out for Smokes grabbing the leg of Cabana. Hanging on for dear life.
Serves as a distraction. Homicide with the chair across the back. And he's got Cabana down on his knees once again.
Homicide again motioning for Smokes to come up from the floor to the apron. What's he got in his hands here? Smokes on the apron. Homicide with a right hand on Cabana.
Unfortunately, this is all legal. Anything goes in this match.
But apparently 3-on-1 is legal in this matchup because the Rottweilers are going to work on Cabana in the corner. They're trying to tie him to the corner.
Oh, not again.
They got tape.
We saw this at Vendetta when they tried to cut his tongue out, tying him to the corner. Cabana's helpless in this position. He can't defend himself.
Homicide is driving right hands to the top of the head, the already lacerated forehead of Colt Cabana, while they tie his hands to the top rope. No, chair to the face.
Gang warfare from the Rottweilers and slapping across the face of Cabana. Just an insult. Again, pulling that laceration even further open and pounding away on the head. Cabana can't defend himself. He's tied to the corner. And Homicide with the chair again.
Once again, Todd Sinclair calling for the bell.
Cabana's helpless. Sinclair had to stop it. It's 3-on-1. They were going to kill Cabana. Homicide has won this feud.
This man. This is over. You heard me? Look at me. I did this to you. You cannot fuck with the
you have seen some of the most violent matches during ROH's early years, and just when you thought that the bar couldn't be raised any higher, during 2006, the wrestlers, if that's what you want to call them, from Combat Zone Wrestling invaded ROH.
Now, Dave, these are two promotions that have never gotten along. Each of their respective fan bases feel very strongly about their product, and there's a real natural rivalry between Ring of Honor and CZW.
And that rivalry intensified into an all-out war during 06. Some call it the most violent feud in Ring of Honor's history. And it all came to a head April 22nd, 2006 in Philadelphia during a huge six-man street fight.
It was back at ROH's 100th show in Philly. What an atmosphere in the building that night. You had fans of both companies on opposite sides of the building filling respective bleachers. And what a matchup between Samoa Joe, BJ Whitmer, and Adam Pearce defending the honor of ROH against CZW's crew of Chris Hero, Super Dragon, and the infamous Necro Butcher. Fans, you better put your seatbelt on for this one. Let's go to Philadelphia.
The brawl is on here in Philadelphia between Ring of Honor and CZW Combat Zone Wrestling as these two promotions do battle in front of these die-hard Philadelphia fans.
Super Dragon of CZW and BJ Whitmer from Ring of Honor battling out on the floor. Whitmer with knife-edge chops to the chest.
Meanwhile, inside the ring, Chris Hero and Samoa Joe doing battle. Hero hits the ropes, but Joe, inverted atomic drop, off the ropes he comes, and a big boot takes Chris Hero down. We have a referee representing Ring of Honor in the white and black stripes, Todd Sinclair, and a referee representing CZW in the yellow and black stripes, Bryce Remsburg.
Adam Pearce of Ring of Honor clubbing away on the Necro Butcher in the yellow t-shirt as they do battle out on the floor.
This is an out-of-control six-man brawl. Elbow suicida to the floor from Samoa Joe. The Necro Butcher continuing the battle with Adam Pearce.
What hatred between these two companies.
And there's Claudio Castagnoli, who's been there at the side of Ring of Honor every step of the way. But he has teamed in the past with Chris Hero elsewhere in professional wrestling. And Samoa Joe's got Hero in a seated position. Theo leg kick takes him over the barricade. This action is so hard-hitting and wild, it speaks for itself.
Dave, that's really required viewing for anyone new to Ring of Honor. And, we're not done yet. Next, we're going to take a look at a feud that's based around a woman.
Women have oftentimes caused friends to become enemies and caused people to do strange things. And that certainly was the case when it came to Colt Cabana and Jimmy Jacobs and Lacey.
Well, let's just say that Jimmy Jacobs had a bit of an obsession with Lacey, and, well, Lacey ended up choosing Cabana over Jimmy Jacobs.
Well, Jimmy Jacobs still did everything that he could to try to win the heart of Lacey, even if it meant trying to cripple Colt Cabana after he dumped Lacey.
It all came to a head in Chicago at the 50th Festival. It was a Windy City death match back on February the 24th, 2007. Let's go to Colt Cabana against Jimmy Jacobs right now.
It is time for the Windy City Death Match. And what does that mean necessarily? It means it takes place in the Windy City, and these two men will do whatever it takes to earn the victory, use whatever they can get their hands on, and unleash punishment on one another. Colt Cabana with the Chicago flag in hand, taking on Jimmy Jacobs, trying to run away from Cabana's onslaught. He knows what he's got coming to him.
Cabana with a chair in hand as well. Pair of chairs. Now he dropped the flag, and now he's got the chairs as he makes his way into the ring. Jimmy Jacobs nowhere to run in this building, nowhere to hide from Colt Cabana. This thing's going to get settled one way or the other tonight.
Swinging that chair wildly and just launching it. Jimmy Jacobs doesn't know where he's going to be able to go as they just pound away on each other. The short and sweet story of the history between these two men. Colt Cabana had his relationship with Lacey. Jimmy Jacobs couldn't believe it. And Colt Cabana eventually offering his own friendship to try to get Jimmy Jacobs away from Lacey. And, the way that she was using Jimmy Jacobs. But instead, he chose to stay with Lacey for whatever reason. And what resulted was months of violence between these two men. It has escalated, and it brings us here to Chicago in the Windy City Death Match in Cabana's hometown.
For whatever reason, the reason is this kid's absolutely out of his mind, obsessed with Lacey. And he will do whatever she asks, whenever she asks, because she's completely got him wrapped around her finger. She takes complete advantage of this kid, mistreats him because she knows how absolutely insane in love with her he is.
Head first into the barricade, but the question is, what has Jacobs been whispering into Lacey's ear lately?
I have absolutely no idea, but he seemed to like it, whatever it was. But he can't like what's going on here as he eats the steel barricade on the outside. Cabana with a handful of hair is now sending him to the other side, face first into the steel.
It was right here in Chicago that Jacobs made the decision to stick with Lacey rather than walk out in friendship with Colt Cabana. And it's right here in Chicago that they're looking to settle the score with one another here. Pounding away on the back of Jimmy Jacobs. He's got the ring announcer's table.
Hard right hand, another one from Cabana. Jacobs in a prone position on that table. Cabana back in the ring, looking to climb to the top.
But Lacey up on the apron, grabs hold of the foot of Colt Cabana and try to put a stop to him putting Jacobs through the table. And down goes Lacey.
Stop me if you've heard that before.
Wow. Comes charging at Cabana, and he's got...
I think you've seen this one before, too.
Yeah, in the shower. Lacey rolling away from Colt Cabana, but that gives Jimmy Jacobs the opportunity to clip the leg of Cabana from behind.
Oh, and look at the pleased look on her face as Jacobs clips the knee. Just that cocky, disgusting smile, just so full of herself.
Shouting more instructions for Jimmy Jacobs to fire away on Colt Cabana. To continue to do her bidding like he has been doing for months now. Being manipulated by Lacey. And now, she's going to go after the testicular region of Cabana again. But there's Daisy Hayes! Daisy Hayes with Lacey! Mind trip, sends her right into the canvas. Daisy Hayes is taking Lacey out of this matchup. It's going to be between Jimmy Jacobs and Colt Cabana.
Both these ladies are going at it on the aisleway here. Lacey running away as the Hayes is chasing her through the curtain.
Well, now Lacey won't get involved in this matchup, won't put a stop to Colt Cabana doing whatever he has in mind to Jimmy Jacobs.
Oh, he's going to hurt Jimmy Jacobs here and hurt him pretty bad if he can. He's got him hung upside down in the corner. Nowhere for Jacobs to go. Cabana out on the floor, looking to go under the ring.
Looking for some plunder is Colt Cabana.
Makes his way to the other side. Apparently he misplaced whatever it is he's looking for. There's a ladder.
All sorts of weapons underneath the ring that can be put to use in this Windy City death match.
The ladder would be much more dangerous in the cardboard box that he moved out of the way.
Baseball slide drop kick connecting with the ladder and sending Cabana down to the floor. Good thinking on Jimmy Jacobs' part. As soon as he saw Cabana had the ladder in hand, took him off his feet with the ladder crashing down on top of Cabana.
Cabana on the floor. Jacobs on the apron, delivers the elbow to the top of the head, and a big right hand right on the jaw. And another from Jacobs connects squarely on the face of Colt Cabana and pitches him back into the ring. Jacobs underneath the bottom rope.
Well, this one is going to get violent between these two men. The hatred between one another.
Cabana staggered against the ropes, struggling to stand upright. Another right hand from Jacobs, and now a boot to the midsection. Cabana struggling to catch his breath as well. You see him gasping for air as he hits the ropes. Elbow to the top of the head.
Gets full force to the head of Jimmy Jacobs. Colt Cabana standing tall here in Chicago.
Wait a second, he busted him open. Jimmy Jacobs has been lacerated as Colt Cabana continues to drive his elbow to the top of the head of Jimmy Jacobs. Wait a second, he's got scissors in the armband.
Well, that explains how an elbow busted Jimmy Jacobs open. I was wondering how that even took place, but scissors being put to use by Cabana. The blade right into the head of Jimmy Jacobs.
Blood now pouring into the eyes of Jimmy Jacobs. That right eye, oh, and it's just pouring out of his forehead now.
Just pouring onto his chest.
Jimmy Jacobs is in big trouble here in the corner, and Colt Cabana again grinds those scissors right into the face and the forehead of Jimmy Jacobs.
Hey, this is all warranted. They went after Cabana. Whoa, he just went to stab Jimmy Jacobs with those scissors, and they're right stuck in the turnbuckle.
And that allowed Jacobs to take that chair and crack it on the back of the head of Colt Cabana, but the face of Jimmy Jacobs is already beginning to turn into the proverbial crimson mass.
And Jacobs now going into his boot for that trusty railroad spike that he likes to put to use.
It's not there, though. He's having trouble looking for it. It's not there. Where's the spike?
Cabana back to his feet.
Cabana's got the spike.
One step ahead of Jimmy Jacobs. And he spikes him right into that lacerated forehead. The blood continues to flow out of the head of Jimmy Jacobs, and now Cabana choking away. I'll remind you that it was Jimmy Jacobs and Lacey that went after the nuts of Colt Cabana, so all of this violence is definitely warranted.
Jimmy Jacobs is definitely going to need medical attention when this match is over. He is losing a ton of blood. Pouring down his face and onto his chest. He is absolutely covered in that life-giving fluid, and he is almost out on his feet now from the loss of blood in this matchup.
You gotta wonder how much longer Jacobs is gonna be able to continue in this matchup, losing blood at this pace. The Chicago flag driven into the midsection and clubbing down with the flagpole across the back.
Oh, the blood from Jacobs just flying out into the crowd here as well.
Some souvenirs on the clothing of the fans here in Chicago, courtesy of Jimmy Jacobs.
Cabana making his way into the ring. Jacobs kicks the middle rope and catches Cabana right in the crotch.
Once again, the bloody Chicago flag now in the possession of Jimmy Jacobs.
You got to give Jimmy Jacobs credit, pardon me, Dave, to take this kind of punishment and still keep coming back.
And breaks the flagpole over the back of Colt Cabana, and now he's
got two weapons now.
And jagged edges on that from where they broke as well to stab away at Colt Cabana himself. A little bit of retribution from Jimmy Jacobs after Cabana did all that damage with the scissors and the spike. And Cabana has been busted open as well.
Right across the top of the head with that flagpole again.
Those jagged edges of wood just driven into the lacerated head of Colt Cabana now by Jimmy Jacobs. You knew this one was going to get violent.
Choking away now with that flagpole around the throat. Cabana losing a ton of blood himself now. Both of these athletes laying it all on the line here.
It's just dripping off of his face. Colt Cabana busted open, perhaps even worse than Jimmy Jacobs a few moments ago. Now using the Chicago flag to wipe the blood out of his eyes. And choking Colt Cabana with the Chicago flag. You know how much Chicago means to Colt Cabana. What a bloodbath between these two men. Look at the blood just dripping off the face of Colt Cabana. And Jimmy Jacobs wearing the Chicago flag.
Just mocking Cabana with that flag covered in Cabana's own blood. Measuring with the right hand.
Cabana staying on his feet though. Jacobs now.
The spike right to the forehead. That railroad spike just driven into the already lacerated forehead of Colt Cabana. And again now just digging it into the flesh of Cabana.
More carnage at the hands of Jimmy Jacobs and the spike. We've seen him pull that out several times throughout his career here in ROH. When the feuds have gotten very vicious and things have heated up. And he swings the chair like a baseball bat at Colt Cabana's head.
Cabana partially blocking it with his hands, but the damage still done. Slumped against the ropes, thrust to the throat by Jacobs, drops Cabana, and a right hand to the top of the head. We knew this one was going to be violent, and it has not failed to live up to expectations. Series of stomps to the chair, and an elbow right across the chair on the chest of Colt Cabana. And the blood continues to pour from the open wound in his forehead.
Cover! But Cabana right back up. He's not going to go down. Look at the blood pouring off the face of Colt Cabana.
There are no winners in a match like this. There are only survivors, because both of these guys are going to end up in the hospital at the end of the night. The only question is which one is going to be hurt just a little bit worse.
Blocking the attempt. Cabana firing back on Jimmy Jacobs. Blocks it once again.
Tries to jam that stick into his throat again, but Cabana able to block it partially. Looking for the contra code.
Going up. But no, Cabana staying on his feet. Waistlock by Jacobs. Cabana holds on. And comes charging out of the corner with the scissors.
The scissors that were stuck in the top turnbuckle earlier on, Cabana able to retrieve them and just jam them into the face of Jimmy Jacobs.
Look at the blood-covered face of Colt Cabana. He has the scissors in hand. Going on instinct right now. He sees Jimmy Jacobs in front of him begging for mercy. Tosses the scissors aside. He's just going to beat the hell out of him.
Well, Jacobs made the mistake, took his eyes off Cabana, looking at the scissors in the air, and he got caught.
Winds up. And down goes Jimmy Jacobs.
Now Cabana's got the chair. Jacobs with his back turned.
Huge chair shot to the head of Jimmy Jacobs. He's lifeless on the canvas.
Cabana struggling to keep his balance, out on his feet from the loss of blood. He says that's it. He sees Jacobs down. Picking him back up by the hair.
We're looking to finish him off. Colt 45. He's calling for it. Butterflying the arms. Trying to get him up. But what's this from the locker room? Brett Albright.
The gun for hire.
Half Nelson suplex on Cabana. Lacey paid off Brett Albright to do damage for her and Jimmy Jacobs. But no!
Cabana able to kick out. And it's BJ Whitmer to even the odds. Whitmer and Albright going at it. Jacobs from behind on Whitmer. Ripping away at the face. The blood continues to pour from the forehead of Colt Cabana, and BJ Whitmer is in trouble. Held by Albright. Jacobs has the chair. Boot to the midsection by Whitmer.
Frees himself from that position, and out to the floor goes Brett Albright. Whitmer pounding away on Jimmy Jacobs. They still have their history.
Former partners, former tag team champions. His life go to the floor.
Over the top, all the way out to the floor. Whitmer and Jacobs have that falls count anyway.
much is going to be left of Jimmy Jacobs after this match? Cabana now making his way to the outside.
Acai moonsault. Loss of blood and all, still with enough balance to hit the acai moonsault. You gotta hand it to Colt Cabana. Both he and Jimmy Jacobs have lost a lot of blood during the course of this matchup, and it's not over yet.
Oh, these two athletes just going on fumes here. It's guts and instinct alone and pure hatred for the other guy in this matchup. That's the only thing keeping these two guys going.
Looking underneath the ring once again is Colt Cabana.
He's got a hammer. He just pulled a hammer out from under the ring, and he's got that spike in the other hand.
Oh no!
He's got Jacobs lying in the center of the ring, no idea what's to come. He's got a spike in one hand and a hammer in the other. Jacobs, well, he missed the spike, but he just nailed him in the head with a hammer.
Well, that'll do the trick. You don't necessarily need to hammer the spike into his head. You'll do damage with the hammer itself. That's exactly what Cabana just did to Jimmy Jacobs.
He may have just cracked the skull of Jimmy Jacobs with that hammer.
Pulling him up. Cabana with Jacobs into the corner.
Trying to get some momentum here, but from behind.
And now the chair. Flying chair just launched to Jimmy Jacobs.
Jacobs able to get his foot up there and try and block it at the last second. Glancing blow from that chair. Another one, this one connects right in the face. Unable to block that second chair toss. Jacobs just ate the steel chair.
Cabana now with Jimmy Jacobs. Body slam in the middle of the ring. He's got the chair once again laying it across the chest of Jimmy Jacobs. Driving it into the midsection and laying that chair across Jacobs. Cabana now climbing up top. Moonsault from Cabana down across the chair and down across Jacobs.
Both men putting their bodies on the line. A cover!
Jacobs kicks out. How did he kick out? So much punishment absorbed by both men in this match, and Jacobs kicks out of the moonsault with the chair across his chest.
Cabana a bloody mess as he crawls back to the floor. Handful of Jacobs' foot as he drags him out with him.
He's got another table here at ringside. He's looking to put to use.
He's lost a lot of blood and obviously a lot of strength. He's having trouble moving that table due to the loss of blood.
It's all about the adrenaline flowing through Colt Cabana at this point, that he was able to even get like the balance on the top rope to hit that moonsault. Now trying to find the weapons that he wants to put to use against Jimmy Jacobs.
Jacobs may have broken ribs from that moonsault as well. You see him gasping for air, can't even get back to his feet. Cabana moving that one table out of the way, trying to get to the underneath part of the ring. Sets that table up. Look at Colt Cabana's face. You can no longer see the white of his face, completely covered in red.
And all that time he spent focusing on the table allowed Jimmy Jacobs to get back to his feet and fire back on Cabana as they exchange out on the floor. Cabana almost draped on that table, pulling Jimmy Jacobs off the apron, firing away once again.
Now he's got that flagpole right in the eye. Jamming that flagpole into the eye and the forehead. Jacobs now lying prone on that table and just dumped on the floor.
The legs of the table couldn't withstand the weight of Jimmy Jacobs and Colt Cabana pounding down on him. And Cabana now, he's got the ladder here.
He's unable to use it the first time. He got caught with a baseball drop kick. Now trying to set the ladder up between the ring and the guardrail. Jacobs trying to pick that table back up. Cabana with a clubbing shot to the back.
Well, he's trying to lay Jacobs on top of that table. The leg collapses once again, but he has the ladder exactly where he wanted it. And he's going to pull Jimmy Jacobs over there to inflict punishment.
Jacobs trying to fight him off. Right hand from Jacobs. Cabana leaning on the ladder as Jacobs once again grabs another table from underneath the ring.
Lacey Jacobs keeps going back toward the table. That's what he has in mind. Cabana keeps going back to the ladder. That's what he wants to use. Back and forth, the match is gone, and now they're just fighting over who gets to use the weapon of their choice.
The blood continues to just pour off of the face of Colt Cabana. He's got a chair, drives it to the top of the head of Jimmy Jacobs. Now Jacobs on the table. Cabana climbing to the apron.
All the way up top goes Colt Cabana. Can he get his balance with this loss of blood? Oh, Lacey back out. Launches Cabana, crotches him on the top rope. Lacey returns and does more damage to Colt Cabana, saving Jimmy Jacobs from being put through that table by Cabana.
Now it's Cabana kicked onto the table by Lacey. Jacobs on the floor, Lacey making her way out to the floor. Cabana on that table, absolutely covered in his own blood. Chop to the back from Lacey. Jacobs back in the ring.
Lacey barking orders at Jimmy Jacobs, telling him what to do. He's got Cabana laid out on that table.
He's got that ladder back in the ring now.
Lacey making sure that he stays on that table as Jimmy Jacobs sets up the ladder inside the ring.
What does he have in mind for Colt Cabana? Setting that ladder up next to the ropes. Lacey making her way back to the ring, steadying the ladder for Jacobs as he climbs his way up. Senton off the ladder through the table. Jacobs just sacrificed his body for Lacey.
Such great height on the ladder, soaring all the way to the floor and putting Colt Cabana through the table. And now Lacey and Jacobs rolling. Cabana inside the ring. Jacobs with the cover. What could Lacey be whispering? And Jacobs here to make him do that. And Cabana kicking out. Unbelievable.
Jacobs back out on the floor. Again, trying to rearrange the furniture. Calling Lacey over for some help with that table. Somehow Cabana able to kick out. But he is unable to even get to his feet at this point, just crawling his way, trying to get his hands on Jimmy Jacobs if he can.
He might not be able to stand, but he's not going to allow himself to be defeated by Jimmy Jacobs here in Chicago.
To his knees, Jacobs with that table now trying to set it up in the corner. Lacey still barking orders from the floor. Cabana on his knees, he gets punted right in the rib cage.
Blood still pouring out of the head of Jimmy Jacobs as he inflicts more punishment on Cabana. Table set up in the corner. Cabana struggling to his feet.
Jacobs went for the spear. Cabana able to avoid him and sends him crashing face first through the table.
Colt Cabana crawling toward Jimmy Jacobs. These fans here in Chicago encouraging Cabana to get back to his feet. Lacey up on the ring apron, yelling at Jimmy Jacobs. Lacey, the jilted lover of Colt Cabana. She's got her high heel shoe. Cabana puts on the brakes and tosses Lacey down. He's got the shoe to the head of Jimmy Jacobs. To the throat. Payback. Lariat. Colt 45. Hits it. He's got Lacey. Colt 45 for Lacey. He hits it.
Well, that just proves that it has been a wild ride throughout ROH history. Now, several new stars emerged during 2007 here in Ring of Honor, and Kevin Steen and El Generico were at the top of that list.
The Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Jay and Mark Briscoe had assumed the mantle of the best tag team on the face of the earth today when Kevin Steen and El Generico came on the scene. Well, Kevin Steen plays by his own rules, and he wasted no time in calling out the champs. And things escalated quickly between these two teams.
Got to the point that you couldn't expect any of these four competitors to abide by the rules. So ROH officials decided to let them settle their differences in a non-sanctioned, non-title Boston street fight.
Now let's go to Death Before Dishonor 5, Night 1, August the 10th, 2007 in Boston.
The non-sanctioned, non-title Boston street fight is underway.
El Generico and Kevin Steen taking on the ROH World Tag Team Champions Jay and Mark Briscoe, and Kevin Steen and Jay Briscoe are firing right hands out in the crowd.
And inside the barricade, it's Mark Briscoe and El Generico bouncing the chair off of the skull of Mark Briscoe.
Steen and Jay Briscoe are coming this way. Dave, let's get out of here.
we have taken you through the ROH library and only given you a small sampling of what Ring of Honor has to offer. For more information on ROH, visit us on the web at rohwrestling.com.
Fans, we want to thank you for joining us here and urge you to keep an eye out for more releases on DVD from Ring of Honor. And for Dave Prazak, I'm Lenny Leonard, and we'll see you next time.